This is a Fox Hunt Productions audiobook. Episode 1, The First Awakening. The forest of Emberfall was not merely old, it was ancient in a way that time itself had forgotten how to measure. Its towering trees grew from soil saturated with remnants of lost magic, their roots entangled with stories no longer told. Sunlight fell through the dense canopy in fractured beams, casting golden sigils across moss-covered stones. The air shimmered faintly, as though memory itself lingered here, unsure if it should let go. Aria Solara moved through this forest like a whisper. Her steps left no trace. Leaves curled gently out of her path, and even the ever-suspicious thistlebark vines loosened their spines as she passed. She was unaware of this reverence. Her mind wandered elsewhere, caught in the echo of dreams that clung to her like morning mist. A diamond-shaped mark glowed faintly on her forehead, a birthmark, some believed. A curse, whispered others. But Aria had never known it to be anything but hers. Its pulse was subtle, like a heartbeat beneath the skin, flaring only when her dreams grew strange. And lately they always were. Today the mark felt warmer than usual. The sensation pulsed beneath her skin, resonating with the quiet thrum of the forest. It felt as if something deep in the woods was walking with her. A voice called out behind her, bright, excited, and completely unbothered by the forest's gravity. "You're walking like you're headed to your own funeral," came the teasing lilt of NIM-you-ay. She burst into the clearing with a basket swinging from her arm, and her copper hair catching the dappled light like fire. Phosphorescent berries spilled over the edge of the basket, glowing softly in the shadow of her freckled grin. "You should see the lanterns they're preparing for the festival this year," she continued breathlessly. "Floating lights that change color with the music. They say they caught auroras from the crystal mountains just to enchant them." Aria smiled faintly but said nothing. NIM-you-ay didn't seem to notice. "And Moonflower Mead, Master Thornhaven's special batch, the one that makes your feet think they're dancing even if you're not. I heard he's bringing 6 barrels this time. 6. She crouched to pluck a shimmer leaf from beneath a glowing root, wrapping it carefully in silk. The leaf curled delicately, a sacred herb meant for the blessing of realm ceremony at sunset. "The dawn dancers are performing the tale of first light," she added with a reverent whisper. "They only do it once every 10 years. The costumes are supposed to be woven from actual sunbeams, and the High Priestess herself is leading the chorus. Can you believe that?" Still, Aria didn't answer. Her fingers grazed the edge of a star blossom as it bloomed silently beside her, its petals glowing as if stirred by memory. NIM-you-ay finally looked up, eyes narrowing. "You're not even listening, are you?" She crossed her arms. "Still dreaming about that mark of yours?" Aria's hand drifted to her forehead. "It's changing," she murmured. "This morning I woke up certain I'd lived 1,000 lives, but as soon as I opened my eyes, it all slipped away, except for one image, a tower made of crystal. Not just one, hundreds, thousands, all the same, all different." A hush fell over the clearing. The nearby blossoms pulsed with a sudden burst of light. Then, as if startled, they snapped shut. The air dropped a few degrees, and NIM-you-ay's smile faded. "Aria," she said softly now, "that's the 3rd time this week. Dreams like that don't come for nothing, especially not when the forest reacts." She turned slowly, frowning. "And the shadows aren't moving with the sun anymore." They weren't. Between the trees, darkness began to spread, not the soft shadows of forest growth, but something colder, thicker. A silence deeper than the hush of windless woods settled over them. The birds stopped singing. Even the forest's heartbeat, its gentle hum of life, seemed to hesitate. A single twig snapped. Deliberate. Aria turned sharply. "Run," she whispered. But it was already too late. Shadows unfurled like spilled ink, pouring across the forest floor and pulling themselves into shapes, tall, armored, and human. Where they walked, the roots of Emberfall withered and cracked. Bark turned to ash. The very essence of the forest recoiled. At their center strode a figure in obsidian black armor, silver hair trailing behind him like smoke in water. His violet eyes locked on Aria, and the air recoiled. "Red Diamond," he said, voice smooth as silk, cold as death. "Lord Zarathis will be pleased." The forest twisted at his feet, reality cracking like glass. Even the light seemed reluctant to touch him. NIM-you-ay stepped forward, flame blooming in her palms. It cast a brilliant halo over her face, her fire flickering defiantly against the deepening dark. "You'll have to go through me first." But the shadows were already pressing forward. Weapons forged from darkness itself glimmered faintly, blades that carved absence rather than injury. Aria's breath caught as one struck the ground, erasing not just the root it touched, but the memory of it. The world screamed in silence. Kael raised his blade, Void Fang, a weapon that bent the world around it. Where it passed, star blossoms didn't die. They vanished, as if they had never bloomed. Suddenly, light erupted between them, brilliant, pure, defiant. A woman stepped forward from nothing, her robes trailing constellations across the air. "Elara," Aria breathed. The Guardian of Secrets raised her hand. Her magic surged, silver fire lacing through the corrupted air, sewing closed the fractures left by the shadows. "She is under my protection," Elara declared. Kael's sneer curled, still hiding behind riddles and veils. Tendrils of shadow lashed from his fingers, striking like serpents. Elara met them with a shield of starlight. The collision cracked the world. Trees buckled, air screamed, and ground heaved beneath them. And then the mark on Aria's forehead ignited. Light burst from her skin, golden, pulsing with memory. She fell to her knees, breath ragged, as a torrent of forgotten lives flooded her mind. Warrior, scholar, healer, queen. The Red Diamond. She was not remembering, she was becoming. Kael's blade trembled. "No," he breathed. "It's too soon." The ground shattered. Golden light flared against shadow, sealing fractures, restoring breath to roots long withered. NIM-you-ay's phoenix fire merged with it, flickering gold and red, turning back the Dark One breath at a time. "Whatever you're doing," she cried, "keep doing it." But the Shadow Army pressed closer. From above, the sky bent. A new presence surged into the clearing, a force so immense the world seemed to convulse. Space folded in impossible ways, color inverted. He spoke like the void itself. "Well said, little diamond." Zarathis had arrived. Reality buckled beneath his gaze, and Aria Solara, surrounded by fire and shadow and starlight, rose with the dawn burning in her bones. The war for the Innerverse had begun.